Hi everybody, it's Friday. I have so many things to tell you today that I don't really even know where to start, but I have decided to start with this Globe and Mail article. Well, not this particular one, but there's two or three in here that I want to discuss. This was Wednesday's paper, and it's the Life and Arts section. And the first thing I want to show you is this. The title is All Consuming Hot Chocolate Sticks, and it's chocolate on a stick that you put into hot milk and make your hot chocolate. And I thought that that was very interesting and that I wouldn't mind trying that. The other thing in here is, you remember I told you about Justified and how Justified is, how much I like Justified. So in this same paper, the guy that writes about the television and what he likes on television says about Justified. Okay, Justified, Super Channel, 9 p.m. It goes from strength to strength in this new season. If you're not watching it, you're missing exquisite, finely tuned storytelling. The adventures of U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens, which is Timothy Oliphant, involve an old drug case, what looks like a drug drop gone awry of decades earlier. The disentangling of the mystery is rich in dry wit and wonderfully drawn characters. You can find the last week's opener, which was Sublime, on Super Channel Demand. There's the article. There. So I urge you, it's in its 4th season. You're going to need to find previous seasons to catch up, because you wouldn't want to start in the middle. There was one other thing in here, talking about leafy greens. Now I know lots of you like your salads. To me, mostly it's weeds, although I will eat a salad, but it's pretty much weeds. And this one says, salads, top source of food poisoning. Why? Because many of us, when we make salads, don't wash the greens. Top source of food poisoning. That was the Globe and Mail. Another thing, and I'm reluctant to show this, but I think I'm safe. I got this for Christmas. It's a little sort of like a takeout pot, Chinese themed. And when I saw it, I thought, well, now, isn't that interesting? Because I gave this to the person that gave it to me. I gave it to the person who gave it to me 2 Christmases ago. And it was still all sealed up. And there you go. And it's just a joke. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just nothing special. It's just like you get chopsticks and you get chopstick holders. See? And you get, there's this too, which is, it's a lantern type thing. If I can open it, I don't know if I can. Yeah. So, you know, you get your Chinese food and you create an event. I guess it goes like this. And there's, you know, there's a menu and there's placemats and there's stuff. The Chinese zodiac. I really have nothing much else to say about it except it's a regift. Also, now I might say this woman's channel name incorrectly. I hope not, because she's been a subscriber of mine and I hers for many years. And her name's Wendy, and it's Tresemme or it's Trez is me one. You'll have to tell me, Wendy. I've often wondered, when I see your channel name, I read it as Trezime. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, she was talking about her polymer clay creations, if you recall, the other day. And I made a comment saying, you know, I tried to make polymer clay things myself at one point because I wanted embellishments for my cross-stitch stuff. And she asked me to show what I was talking about. And they're little buttons. And right here, I'm going to add a picture. So just wait. Now that picture shows this button and the snowmen. I'm just showing you so you can see how big they are. They're tiny. They're little tiny things. And they're made out of polymer clay, and you have to make a cane, and then you cut the cane to make these. They're expensive. I got these in Victoria, British Columbia, a couple of years ago. And you see, it's $1.90 for that button. And this one's $2.40 for these two buttons, made out of polymer clay. And I couldn't find my, there's ladybugs and other stuff. These are Christmas lights. That one's green. You can't even see, but it's very tiny. Anyway, I said that I'd show her that. I think, you know, there's a small fortune in these, I think. Okay, what else? We had at our bird feeder this week, when it was a little bit warmer out, approximately between 30 and 40 common redpolls, which was astonishing. They were all at the Niger feeder, madly feeding. And the common redpoll is much like, well, it's a little bit like a sparrow, but it's sleeker. It has a red top knot, really, like a mohawk on its head, and its chest is a gorgeous red plum. Anyway, that's just another little thing that was on my list for me to tell you. I do want to talk about Lance Armstrong too. You all know that I'm a fan of road racing and the Tour de France and the Paris-Roubaix and the bike road races. And I do have thoughts about Lance Armstrong. And I've talked about him in the past, but not since Oprah. Not since Oprah interviewed him. And I have to tell you, I've just been like disgusted. If I have to use just one word, which is difficult for me, I'm disgusted. Okay, Wit Sally, whom again is also a long-time subscriber, was asking me about my Kobo. And I thought, well, I'll just show them to you, because I have two, and maybe talk about them next week in more detail, because I think she asked some interesting questions that some of you who are considering using an electronic reader might be interested in my observations, because I'm a reader to start with, as you know, and I like books. I like to be surrounded by books. I like the feel of them. I like the look of them. I like turning the page. I like the feel of the paper, and I like the covers. So here's the Kobo. This one is the regular size Kobo Touch, and this is the Kobo Mini. And I alluded to the reason why I have the Mini. My sister gave it to me for Christmas, and we're going to exchange rather than having to buy the same. It's difficult to share an electronic book the way you would a book. So that's going to facilitate it. And I'll talk maybe, well, what the hell? I really like it. The screen is good. I don't know anything about any of the other electronic readers. The reason I chose a Kobo is because it's affiliated with Chapters Indigo in Canada, and Chapters is almost in my backyard. It's a kilometer away from me, and it's easy to go if I have a problem or if I want a feature or ask a question or whatnot. Plus, I can use a gift card rather than a credit card to buy. So that's what the screen looks like. And you just tap the page and it changes, and I quite like it. So there you go, Wendy. No, that's Tresemme, Wendy. Jolie is with Sally. Sorry. I'm confused with all of the YouTube names changing. For example, Daniel Say What isn't Daniel Say What anymore. He's Daniel Taylor. And that's happened on a whole slew of people that I subscribe to. It's confused the hell out of me. And I wish YouTube would just leave things the hell alone. Okay, YouTube names, the Red Poles, Wit Sally, Tresemme 1, Trez is me, Lance, Polymer Clay, and the Kobo. That's my list for today. I thought there was more, but anyway, that's it. That's all.